Now let's get into what this 13-year-old said in her testimony. This 9-year-old girl, who was Naziah's cousin, said in her testimony about what she observed at the shop and how he tried to also try her as well. In this article by the Detroit News, it was written by Kara Berg. It says, a 9-year-old cousin of Naziah Harris testified on Tuesday that she saw the man accused of unaliving the teen and doing inappropriate relations with her at his shop, and that he also tried to have inappropriate relations with her as well, but she said no. Mind you, this is a 9-year-old. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight we're going to be talking about the testimony of the minor that was in this case that witnessed what was going on at the shop. So if you guys are not familiar with this story, this right here is Naziah Harris, who was failed by every single person in her village. She was failed by her parents who birthed her. She was failed by her grandmother that they passed her off to. And she was failed by her aunt and all of the people in her village. Now, she came in contact with her Aunt Shannon's baby daddy, and her Aunt Shannon's baby daddy took advantage of her and violated her and impregnated her and unalived her as well. And once he found out that she was with child, he decided to eliminate the baby. He had internet searches where he was searching for how to do an at-home abortion. And after things went south, the judge in the case believes that is the reason why he ultimately took her life. Now, he was a person who has had a record for a very long time. He has a record of being an offender that dates all the way back to 2005. When he got with Naziah's aunt, she already knew that he was an offender. In another podcast she did, she talked about how she knew that he was an offender and how she wanted to give him a second chance. The podcast host asked her, and they were like, well, if you knew, that he had this record, why would you have kids for him? And her response was that she wanted to give him a second chance, and she gave him a second chance, and that second chance was to violate her niece, the children that he came in contact with, okay? There was allegations from other baby mamas who said that he had did something to their children, and that was brought to Shannon. And I believe that Shannon is just that desperate that she would allow him to do these things as long as he could smile up in her face. And so she's trash. I believe that she deserves to be under the jail. I think that he deserves to be under the jail. And I think that the grandmother needs to be under the jail as well. I think that all of these people are not and should not get away with the neglect that they had with these girls. I think that there should be consequences for willful neglect. I think that if you didn't know that he had a record and you just were not aware that he's capable of something like this, then maybe somebody could give you grace. But being that you knew he had a record, you knew that he was an offender, you knew that the person that he offended in his previous case was 13 years old, and with all of that knowledge, you still allowed him access to your girls, your niece who is that age, and all of those things are the things. I believe that deserves a charge of neglect, period. Now let's get into what this 13-year-old said in her this 9-year-old girl, who was Naziah's cousin, said in her testimony about what she observed at the shop and how he tried to also try her as well. In this article by the Detroit News, it was written by Kara Berg. It says, a 9-year-old cousin of Naziah Harris testified on Tuesday that she saw the man accused of unaliving the teen and doing inappropriate relations with her at his shop, and that he also tried to have inappropriate relations with her as well, but she said no. Mind you, this is a 9-year-old, okay? It says, the girl whom the news is not naming because she is a minor testified during a preliminary exam in Detroit's 36th District Court that Jarvis told her, 13-year-old Naziah, and another cousin that he was going to take them to the store, but they ended up at the Detroit auto shop where Butts worked. When I first read this and I seen that Shannon and him have a 9-year-old, I seen that the judge also stated that the 9-year-old that testified placed him in the home with Naziah, I assumed that it was a child that they shared. However, it was clarified that it was another 9-year-old. Coincidentally, it's a whole bunch of 9-year-olds. And it was another 9-year-old that was the person to testify. So this 9-year-old states that she went to the store or shop. Naziah went to the store or shop. And another cousin as well went with him on this alleged store run. And on this alleged store run, they ended up going to a shop. Now, if you have kids, you know that it take a certain amount of time to go to the corner store. It take a certain amount of time to go to the grocery store or whatever. If you go into a store and you end up at the shop and you have enough time with these girls to be trying to have rendezvous with all of these minors, you have way too much time and accessibility with these kids, with the people who are responsible of them knowing that you have a record. And so therefore, I believe that they deserve a charge of neglect, and I'm going to add perjury as well. So I'll read that part again. It says, the girl whom the news is not naming because she is a minor testified during a preliminary exam in Detroit's 36th District Court that Butts told her, 13-year-old Naziah, and another cousin that he was going to take them to the store, but they ended up at the Detroit auto shop where Butts worked. It says she was quoted to have been saying, and then he was trying to have inappropriate relations with my cousin Naziah, the girl said. So the next post, it says the following. She said, Butts, 42 years old, did not have any clothes on, and Naziah was sitting on his lap, her pants on the floor. The girl said Butts had inappropriate relations with her other cousin on a second occasion and tried to have inappropriate relations with her on a third occasion, but she said no and asked that he take her back home. So she's like, I done witnessed him do something with Naziah. Then on another occasion, he did something with the other cousin. And then he also tried to do something with this said 9-year-old that testified. And my whole thing is, y'all need to stop allowing these men all of this accessibility to your children. It's ridiculous. That's too many occasions that he is alone with these girls. That's too many occasions that a person who already had a record, who was already a known offender, to be alone with these girls, which makes me think that you offered them to him. Because What did you think he was doing when you already knew what he was capable of? The math not mathing, it don't make sense. So then the article goes on to further say, as the girl testified, members of Naziah's family in the courtroom began sniffling and crying, and a couple had to leave the room. The girl testified during the second day of the preliminary examination against Butts, who is accused of inappropriate relations and unaliving Naziah in January 2024. And the father of the 9-year-old is speaking out on social media. So if you go to his page, you will see that he is the baby father of the twin that has an arrow pointed to her. She is Shannon's twin sister, Marquita, and it's their 9-year-old that was speaking and testifying. If you go to his page, you can see that the same little girl that she posts on her page is the same girl that he posts on his page, and so they share a daughter. Now, this is what he said on his post. Ladies and guys, make sure you check your kids and listen to them, especially your daughters, because you have so many weird A dudes out here that prey on little girls. Trust, I'm going through it right now. I'm watching my daughter in the courtroom really hurt me because I couldn't save her because she should never have experienced anything like that. And I think he meant like at another grown A guy hands. I'm sorry to all the young ladies that been violated or taken advantage of in their life. Y'all protecting babies, please. And I think he mean like y'all keep protecting babies maybe. So then on top of that, he said, they just kicked me out the courtroom. I just wanted one chance to wring his neck. Long live Naziah. All right. And then there was a person in a Justice for Naziah group that commented about him and said, I am so proud and thankful that her little cousin took the stand and told what was going on. If she ever come across this page, I want you to know that you are a hero for speaking up. I am sure some didn't want you to speak up. I am happy you have the father you have. Hashtag Justice for Naziah. Debo Deebs, can you let your daughter know? All right. And so he responded under a post that was clarifying and letting people know that it wasn't Jarvis's daughter that was on the stand, that it was the twin sister's daughter. And he commented that and he said, that's my baby. She's so brave. He has several posts on his page where he's speaking out about Naziah. He's speaking out about social media and how people are perceiving the case. He's speaking out saying that he's going to be going to the hearings and so much more. So if you want to see what the father of the 9-year-old has to say or more about him, that is his social media and you can check him out. So I just wanted to read that. And I wanted to show you guys these pictures of Naziah and her birth mother, which is unfortunate that, you know, she wasn't able to raise her daughter herself. This picture too that I came across of her and her daughter as well. And I also want to go over Naziah's Instagram page. So Naziah has 2 Instagram pages for those of you guys who have been following this case. Some of you guys may know her Instagram. Some of you guys may not. She has 2 Instagram pages. On this particular Instagram page, she has video of her at the auto shop that Jarvis worked. And all throughout her Instagram, it's like basically like a video diary. All of the videos that she had on her Instagram page were pertaining to a relationship and talking about how, you know, she ain't nothing like me. She can't do it like me, or she ain't me, and she even have one video where she's on there and she's basically singing along with a song, and she's like saying that and we gonna have some pretty babies, you know. And it's like all of them is either a shot to where she's dissing Shannon, her aunt, or it's a shot at Jarvis where it feels as though she's kind of like professing her love for him. And it's so sad and unfortunate. So this is her Instagram page right here. And even in this video, you can see that she's at the auto shop. So the auto shop where it is alleged to have been a spot where they did certain things, you can see that this video is where she was at the auto shop and doing videos. Now, another video where she was basically, and I said, listen, she taking shots at that ugly, big back, bad built aunt, was this video right here. I can't really play it because of the music, but I'm just gonna give y'all a quick snippet of like kind of what the songs give. I'm like, she taking a shot at that ugly auntie. All right, so it says she can never be me, and she ain't even pretty. And then she got one where she's sitting down, and she's saying, and we gonna have some pretty, pretty babies. Hold on, which one is that one? But I can't play too much because copyright. But, hold on. It's one of these ones where she's sitting down. All right, so you see the caption on here right here. It says, when you got someone and she say, I'm going to take her man. That's one of her things right here. And then, hold on, let me find the one where she like, and we going to have some pretty, pretty babies. She's sitting down, though, from what I remember. Hold on, where is she? Where is it at? Oh, is it this one?
Come outside, right?
No, it's not this one. No. Which one is it?
Do you have a problem with?
Oh, I think it's this one right here. I think it's this one. Yep, it's this one right here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's this one right here. I think I met the right nigga. I'm gonna just keep pausing it until we get to it because y'all know how copyright work. I'm gonna just give it a little second. Yeah, she said, I'm looking for a ring, baby. We gotta give it some time, y'all. Y'all could go straight to it and pull it up, but we gotta give it some time for copyright. All right, and I'm gonna be your wife. Okay. Okay, and we gonna have some pretty, pretty babies. And all of the subject matter was given like that. Like, that's kind of like what the songs was given, where she was kind of like, you know, all three of them need all of their kids removed. Starting from Tweedledee on the left to all the way to the right, okay? Because even her sister, I have messages from her sister right here where there was family members a year before Naziah had even went missing, a complete year before Naziah was possibly even pregnant. There was a family member who was putting Jarvis on blast, and she was basically saying that he had inappropriately touched one of the kids, and that they were protecting a Chester. When the cousin or the family member was calling them out about it, they were laughing under the statuses. They were under the post and they were hitting laugh to it. And then this one right here, she had post where she was getting at the lady that was like calling them out and stuff like that, and was saying that they were like protecting a PDF. She was talking to people in the comments, and she was telling them like, oh, because the cousin or the family member, her name is Kenya. She like, oh yeah, Kenya, she over here trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. And I'm like, who you referring to your cousin Naziah, or the child that she's trying to protect as the hoe? Because she said, you saying she's trying to be Captain Save-A, which is crazy. Now, all of that is going to be in my next video. I'm going to do a video where I comb through so much. I comb through podcasts. I comb through social media posts. I went far deep down. I was in the comments. I was combing and scouring all of social media to kind of put this into perspective. I mean, it's already in perspective, but to kind of like really get a grasp of the totality of this, you know, listening to the news reports of Naziah's father before he passed, listening to him basically talk about how he had this wife at home, so that's why he gave her up and he didn't want his wife to find out. Like, so much stuff that I'm going to have in my next video. But I just wanted to do this one real quick for y'all, and I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Or is there anybody who wants to come up? No, I'll talk to y'all on the next one because, child, people will try it.